My name is Chadi, and Karine also will present. She is the team member of the NGO. So Riders' Rights is an NGO that started in 2019 as a grassroots initiative called Basma Project in 2015. And also I co-founded with Chadi Faraj Carine, who is in Seattle now, and we are launching also Riders' Rights International. So it's in Beirut. So we are two riders who commute daily by buses, and later we get more people to the team from different specialization. Next, please. So riders' rights defend riders, promote for sustainable mobility, defend riders and drivers, and work on incremental changes toward mobility justice. So mobility justice for us is related to basic rights, human rights, to electricity, to freedom of expression, to internet, to education, to those all of rights. Can we go next, please? So what's the problem? I think there's a common problem in global South cities about mobility, the car-oriented cities, about the informal system and the stigma about it. Also, for specification in Lebanon, also we have the car, the civil wars, and related to the first bus accident happened. So also we have this big stigma about the system. And now after the 17th October of revolution, so we have people on the street more reclaiming spaces and public transportation. Also, we have the fuel subsidized removal now in this crisis. So also people are demanding more and more for mobility and sustainable mobility. Next. So what we are trying to change, we are trying to change the questions about informal mobility that's set in a lot of culture or a lot of approaches. That is a problem. For us, it's a solution. It's a backbone solution for any cities that has informal mobility. We are trying to break the stigma about the system. That's a lot of people see it and prejudge it. We are putting the mobility vision as mobility justice in Lebanon, and also we hope to do it also in the region. We are empowering driver and rider and coexisting of the mobility between different modes of mobility. So next, please. So we mapped the system in 2016 and 18, the second version. People, they did not know the system. They thought we are a new company integrating a new bus system. That's part of the stigma, like I said. So the part of the map is to prove there's a system, to protect the existing system, the operator, and all the relations there in the system. Next. So also we are using the data as to make the system more accessible. We create a platform for buses and make it a crowdsourcing platform. And also we are heading to the smarter buses for the real-time tracking system. But with the new challenges, we have a couple of challenges, but we are trying to overcome them. So we are also learning from the informal system. We are filling the gap, grassroots and top-down. We are also adapting the technology, low-cost technology to the system, not enforcing that technology on the system. Okay, next. So we are building a community of bus riders.
Time is running out.
Yes, create a union of riders that will protect or create a new dimension for the system. Next, we have 8 minutes, I think. So I will next, Karine.
5 minutes.
So please, Karine.
So you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So So far we collected all these kind of information, like based we have now the maps, we have trying to implement an app, and we're trying to do this kind of build the transit community. But how to do that and what strategies to follow? So for the NGO, we have now 3 committee groups that are really trying to work on different strategies. So first, as we said, we need to empower the riders and the drivers. So, for example, so to encourage people to start to take the bus, we started to organize trips with the bus drivers, and in a way we are providing for them an income and let the people be familiarized with the system. And due to the pandemic and the total lockdown in the country, we launched a campaign with some partners. It's called Bus Line Heroes, to really empower and to be in solidarity with the drivers who lost their jobs during that lockdown. And because the government is not interested in such a system like public transport, even though it's informal, we created a protocol for the drivers to share with them awareness on how to keep the buses, the vehicles safe, and for the drivers as for the riders as well. And due to what Lebanon is currently passing through about the fuel crisis, and to encourage people to start taking the bus, we launched a campaign called Safe and Right. So people like really start taking public transport, and in return they can get discounts in certain restaurants and libraries and so on. So in a way, we're just trying to create like kind of build a transit community through creating solidarity. Another way is to share awareness through public talks. So Riders Right is organizing with local partners some talks about the system and to share awareness, and of course either we host them or we are being hosted by other people. Also, one important thing is to really work on the blog and social media. So, and to write a lot. So because people sometimes are interested in to know, and reading and sharing this kind of information about a system that has been always absent is really important. And in a way, at the end, after being being initiated for almost 6 years, we started to create we have now a partner, partners. So are between and not all of them involved in transport. So we have academics, experts, people who are interested in public works, and so on. And one important aspect, so in a way, that this community is now formed by riders, non-riders, operators, even politicians and academics and experts. And the most important thing is the academic aspect. So we need to educate people about that system in order to really change this kind of culture of mobility and to encourage people to avoid the use of cars. And that's why we really are working now as Riders Right with academics in order to share that kind of awareness. And again, it is from that we are trying to create a database for the transport sector in Lebanon. And this can be done through young researchers who are really interested in taking part of that change. My last statement is it is really social movements are really important if we want to provoke social political changes in certain countries, and especially in the context of Lebanon that is currently facing is in a transformation phase. So it is the role of the initiatives to take part of that. And sorry for being fast. Thanks.
No, it was really interesting. Thank you so much.